One of the most overlooked inconsistencies Toei added to the Majin Boo Arc's anime, not present in the manga, was Dabra turning good in the otherworld, yet not being revived with the other good enough souls, despite the actions of one after entering the afterlife being taken into account. What if that wasn't the case though, and this led to a redeemed Dabra being revived? Well, that's where this video comes in. Though I'll be using the super manga version of events due to them being more concise and vaster than the anime. Dabra is surprised to be brought back into his body at the spot where he was eaten by Boo, and goes about discovering the cause of all this. It's a bit debatable if Dabra can sense ki, but it certainly doesn't seem to be outside of close proximity if so, with him being forced to scour the earth, with the only people who could help him being Burima, Chi-Chi, Videl, or Gohan. He discovers where Burima is after not much time, and, after she prevents Vegeta from attacking him, she explains what happened. Once the Dragon Team are informed of the situation, Goku becomes interested in sparring with Dabra, and, despite not wishing to fight, things turn out a lot like in the Kakarot sub-story, with Dabra getting into it as well as unearthing a little of his old personality. As for his living situation, Videl suggests he could receive some lodging working at her father's mansion, with him ironically achieving his former master's goal of watching over Majin Buu, having no ill will for what happened when acknowledging his past self deserved his fate. Dabra's interactions with the wives of the Saiyans has him take up cooking, and comes to be the patisserie chef, serving Boo. He doesn't give up fighting either though, with Piccolo acknowledging the inner conflict of Dabra's evil subconscious remaining in him, and speaking from experience that a path of cultivating his ki through Shugyo, with the pure intent of improving himself, will have him suppress or destroy it, with Dabra sparring regularly with Piccolo, and occasionally with Goku and Vegeta. He also encourages Gohan to spar with he and Piccolo, when telling him how it would be a waste if one who put up a good fight against him were to waste talents that could be used further to protect what he values. It's after Battle of Gods that the first major change occurs. Whis' praise of Dabra's sweet treats has him accept Dabra as a student, much as with Vegeta, though he still returns to Earth now and then for his job and to spar with Piccolo. When Frieza arrives, a Gohan who isn't as rusty quickly knocks out Tagoma before Frieza fights personally. Dabra plays no part in Frieza's defeat, with him acknowledging Goku and Vegeta have more reason to face Frieza. When the Universe 6 tournament occurs, Dabra replaces Piccolo and defeats Frost quickly before doing the same to Magetta, but forfeits when Vegeta declares he wants to fight Kappa. The future Trunks arc is changed drastically. Dabra is filled with vicarious guilt at his alternate self being the cause for Trunks' timeline being so vulnerable, and vows to assist him, sparring with both he and Vegeta before the trip to the future. It's during this that Dabra reveals that, like Vegeta, Whis' lessons have allowed him to gain godly ki, as he reveals to Trunks his demon god transformation. With it being vague how strong it is in Heroes, with that being all over the place, I'll say this simply makes him as strong as Goku and Vegeta's perfected Super Saiyan Blue would be, with him getting close to Vegeta and kicking him aside before beating Trunks, and saying it is time to drop the act, and that he'll make this world a wasteland like Trunks' own. His taunts drive Trunks' rage to its peak, as he awakens his Super Saiyan Rage transformation, which, despite not being part of the manga continuity, seemed like it was going to be based on this. Though not strong enough to damage Dabra, the demon god finds it impressive, and says he's glad to be able to awaken Trunks' dormant power. Having heard from Piccolo, Gohan became stronger with rage, and having whispered his plan to Vegeta before kicking him. Trunks is impressed at Dabra's acting, though Dabra wonders how much of what he said was truly an act. Burima recreates her microband so Dabra can fit in the time machine, and things go the same until Zamasu reveals his immortality. Dabra then transforms into a demon god, and attacks both Goku and Vegeta, before standing with Zamasu, and declaring that the unworthy should know not to extend beyond their station, staring at Zamasu all the while before spitting on him, and erasing black with an evil impulse, as he shouts of his true intent in paying Trunks back for his other selves' actions. He then chops up Zamasu's stone body to be placed in the time machine, with Beerus dealing with sealing it away. Trunks requests to be taught such an ability in case another timeline Zamasu appears, with Beerus doing so when acknowledging his laziness led to his own death. Dabra then approaches Shin and asks if he can talk to him on the Kaioshinkai, with Kibito taking him. He tells Rodai Kaioshin that he's having difficulty suppressing his evil side, though Ki cultivation and Whisa's tutelage have helped calm him. His bloodthirst gets stronger the more he fights. Rodai Kaioshin tells him he needs to find balance or purge his evil through a bunrei. Thinking back on how Piccolo had become a balance between two natures, he asks if there's any way to do so. To which Rodai Kaioshin tells him that unlocking his potential through his ritual should allow for Dabra to strengthen his mind and evolve to a more cultivated being, better capable of surpassing his evil tendencies. Dabra's potential is unleashed, as he feels fundamentally different from before, after hours of concentrating on suppressing his evil. His ki has a more hardened warrior nature, but his mind is calm. With the demon god already being a godly transformation, this stays as a transformation for him. Dabra chooses to return to the Makai. For some time now he has no worry of his return home affecting him, as he chooses to find a worthy successor as kin as he officially retires to his life on Earth. This eventually leads him to finding his sister Toa, who is many years from creating Mira in this timeline, with him letting her be the queen and warning her he won't show any mercy if she attempts to cause trouble for Earth. He then returns home, feeling at peace with who he is. Goku and Vegeta perfect the Super Saiyan Blue form on their own, with the motivation of catching up to Dabra. When the Tournament of Power occurs, Dabra takes Frieza's place as well as aids in Gohan's preparation with Piccolo. He stays with his team when knowing the most important thing to win is to protect them, with him stopping Frost from targeting the Earthlings and managing to quickly take out many participants by spitting on them and throwing them out of the ring. It isn't long before Jiren considers him worth going after, with Dabra transforming, and proven far too strong for even Jiren to handle, who is pushed to his limits. It's when preparing to end the fight though, that Dabra presents an opening that allows Damon to knock him out of the ring, with Damon revealing himself too quickly. 17 stops him before he can do the same to 18 or Piccolo, and a Gohan who prepared getting stronger rather than purely regaining his fighting instincts, being able to defeat Kefla before all 9 members of Universe 7 take on Jiren and force him beyond his limits when he has used up a fair bit of stamina against Dabra. Goku eventually unlocks Ultra Instinct, and the mastered version of it is enough to defeat Jiren instantly, with the damage already dealt to him by all of Universe 7's team, and things go back to normal. When Merus arrives, Dabra is quickly subdued much as Goku was when trying to stop Boo from being taken, and joins in as a Galactic Patrol trainee. Dabra lets Vegeta take on Moro when acknowledging his reasons for doing so, and when Moro starts to drain energy from the planet, Dabra steps in with his own magic, at least giving him greater tolerance, if not outright immunity to Moro's abilities, as he quickly turns the wizard to stone, declaring he's long since grown beyond being manipulated by magicians. Merus then reveals his true identity, and agrees to aid in Goku, Vegeta and Dabra's honing of godly arts. Meanwhile, the lack of Frieza means no conflict with Broly, and Granola not targeting Goku or Vegeta, with him instead wishing for his full potential to be unleashed to overthrow the Heaters. And the events of Superhero go near enough the same. For the foreseeable future, Dabra's role has a major part in Universe 7 being peaceful. Perhaps he would even become Beerus' successor. In the GT timeline, Dabra offers to assist in the journey through space. He doesn't get many opportunities to change things early on, with what were the motives on Omega, his stone spit not being helpful in saving Pan from Lude, and the battle on M2 ultimately being an act. He thinks of using the stone spit on Baby when encountering him on Pital, but the confined setting makes him too cautious of hitting Trunks or Pan. He avoids possession and stands with Goku and Pan against Baby's minions, but leaves when Goku challenges Baby alone. It's after Goku's assumed loss that he tries to set in place a plan to take out Baby with his spit. When having the opportunity, Oob's battle against Baby and merging with Boo does just that, with the spit forcing Baby out of Vegeta's body, only for Dabra to give him the coup de grace. Vegeta is revived with the Namekian Dragon Balls after the evacuation of a dying Earth, though Goku never gaining Super Saiyan 4 is a major factor for GT's future. In the battle against Super 17, Dabura brings a quick end to things by spitting on his back before Vegeta deals with Gero and Mew. Dabura goes with Goku and Pan to stop the evil dragons, and manages to prove a great asset against many that no SS4 would normally be a death sentence against. Their luck runs out though when encountering Su Shinlon, as his heat is enough to evaporate Dabra's spit before it can hit his body, with this being as far as the Dragon Team can go, before E Shinlon takes out his siblings to absorb all the Dragon Balls and lay waste to the universe. It's in these scenarios that we see many aspects of Dabra's impact on the plot. A balancing of opposing natures, or yin and yang, would reward him in line with Dragon Ball's Taoist narrative, though in such Taoist teachings, attempting to skip to the results when relying too much on his spit in GT would be detrimental in the end, with the absence of Super Saiyan 4 once more shown its integral nature and an aspect of why I declared it the best version of Super Saiyan. Thank you if I haven't watched all of this What If. As always, comment your own suggestions for What Ifs or Dragon Ball analyses, subscribe so you don't miss them, and check out this playlist of older ones. Sticking on the subject of Dabra, I will make an analysis on his role in the narrative if there's enough demand.